3HL 104.5, The Zone, SEC Media Days in Dallas, Texas. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay. Let's talk about Kentucky football. There have been 3 10-win seasons in Kentucky football history. This guy has 2 of them. Mark Stoops joins us now. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you guys doing?
We're doing well, man.
Long week, I bet, for you. Right?
Yes, indeed.
Long day for you, Coach.
Let's start with the offense. Obviously, offensive coordinator Liam Cohen leaves for the NFL. You hire Bush Hamden from Boise State. How will the offense change? What will we see offensively from you guys?
I think
philosophically,
you're going to see a lot of the same plays. I mean, both of them have pro-style elements in their offense. I think you're going to see window dressing. One thing about Bush's offense is there's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of eye candy and deception, and which we need that.
Yeah.
And then, sometimes you can run the same plays over and over and get the consistency that you need, just dress it up different ways. I think he does a really nice job of getting the ball down the field, mixes it up. He's a bright guy, and so I'm excited. And I also think another element that we need to improve on is just the tempo. Not that we're going to try to go vol fast. You guys are vols, you know what I mean? We're not trying to be that, but we can't snap it with 1, 2, 3, 4 on the play clock all the time. And there's a variety of reasons there. But I just think having the ability to go at a faster clip can help us get in rhythm better.
Coach, I'm amazed at the evolution, right, of the game. And then even with you and what you want offensively. I remember the first time you hired Liam, and you were like, we're going in this direction. Like, how has your mentality on what you do offensively changed?
Yeah, and I think that was still a great move. When I hired Liam the first time, nobody ever heard of him. He was an assistant quarterback coach in the NFL. It wasn't like, it was a household name. But he did have play calling experience at a smaller level, and then he had the experience with the NFL. And I felt like we weren't capitalizing on who we were. We were a physical football team that was able to run the ball, and we weren't taking advantage of play-action pass and getting the ball down the field off that play-action and boots. And who better to do that than the Rams at that point in time? And so when I hired Liam the first time, I don't regret that at all. We had a 10-win season. He did a great job. We brought, he's an excellent coach. And then he went back to the Rams right after they won the Super Bowl. It's hard to argue with him there.
Yeah.
So then we talked, and then he ended up coming back and leaving again because he had the opportunity to go to Bucks, who's got a great team, great offensive weapons, and he's the play caller. He's not working for an offensive head coach. And so once again, I really loved and appreciated what Liam did, but it put us in this situation. It's a 5th year in a row I'm going to have a new OC, and that's just the way it is. So got to deal with it.
Crazy. So you kind of mentioned some of those NFL, concepts that he brought. Obviously, Will Levis in Nashville.
Yeah.
He's our quarterback for the Titans.
Yeah.
I loved what he did that season. What have you seen? What do you know about Will Levis that maybe we don't, that Titans fans can be excited about?
Well, again, that year kind of all came together. You bring in Liam from the NFL. You bring in Will, who really was kind of a running quarterback at Penn State, wasn't utilized very much. And, but what we did see is we saw that arm that you guys see, and we see the competitor that he is. And so, that was really kind of a magical year. And, Will came in and just played the way he plays, played so hard. He's going to get tough yards when he has to. I know that's a concern in the NFL with all the games, the money you put into it. But, in college ball, we have to do that, right?
Yeah.
And so
in the SEC
yeah,
especially.
but Will is he is just an unbelievable competitor. I think you all know that and see that. If you don't see that by the way he plays, then you're not a football person. But he's a great human being. He cares about his teammates. He's never going to be a guy that gets caught up in all that. He wants to win. He wants to compete. He's ultra talented and competitive, and he's only going to get better. So I love watching him.
Well, you talk about with new OC coming in and Bush. How excited is he when you talk about window dressing and misreading things?
Yeah.
Like, how excited is he to have a guy like Barryon Brown to work with?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. I think, 2 of our key receivers, Barryon and Dane Key, are both going to be true juniors. So even last year, everybody was expecting him to make this big jump. As if you have some success as a true freshman, it's sometimes hard as a true sophomore. And I think those guys, just the maturity and the work ethic and what Barryon's doing, he's a special talent.
Yeah.
He's exceptional kickoff returner. He's special. He's elite.
Yeah.
He's got top-end speed, and he's really worked hard to become a better receiver. He's very talented. He's great with the ball in his hands, but he wants to be a polished receiver.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited about him. And then, besides those two, then we got the addition of Jamori Macklin, who has a lot of, skill, and he's a polished receiver inside. And so, I feel good about those three.
Coach, I always feel like nobody freaking talks about your team. Do you know what I mean?
That's okay. That's okay.
Do you feel
know.
that way?
You know what? When they're talking,
But I'm like-
is it going to help us win any games?
Right.
I mean,
No, but
Yeah.
I mean, do you think people are overlooking
I don't
this
buy into
team
that.
this year?
I don't buy into that. I'm not going to get up there and beat my chest and say how you're not talking about us and try to make some big bold statement. I don't operate that way.
I know you don't. It's
hey,
crazy to
hey,
me though.
hey,
It's
listen.
every year,
Hey, Don. Let me ask you a question. You think I'm going to flinch? You think I'm going to be? You think I'm going to be scared?
No, I do not.
All right.
I've also seen your temper up close and personal, so no.
All right.
There he is. He's Kentucky football coach,
Yeah.
Mark Stoops. Thank you for the time, sir. Have a
Thank
great
you all
day.
very much. Appreciate
Thanks,
you.
Coach.
Thank you.